The sexiest man alive has been announced, and sadly, it's not me. Hello? You're currently on the phone with Kacey K. Yep, that's me. If you are unaware, People magazine does world's sexiest, I don't know if it's world's, but sexiest man alive. I mean, I guess that would be the world. Every year, and this year it's Patrick Dempsey. He is the guy off of Grey's Anatomy. I don't watch doctor shows because they're too sad, and I don't like blood. I don't like all that kind of stuff, so I don't watch those shows. I don't know his name on the show. Hang on, maybe I better look that up because I think a lot of people will be mad at me. Okay, so Google says his name is Dr. Derek Shepard, but for some reason that doesn't sound right to me. Doesn't he have a nickname? It's McDreamy, isn't that his nickname? Or is that another guy? Anyway, I'm really not interested in Grey's Anatomy, so I'm not going to talk much about it, but Patrick Dempsey is the sexiest man alive right now. Yeah, I think it always causes controversy because everyone's like, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I'm like, well, okay, but you didn't write it. You don't work at People, so you didn't get a say. This year is Patrick Dempsey. So, yeah, today I woke up and I was really excited I went to bed early, of course. Me and my cousin got a lot done yesterday around the house. We're trying to get a lot of Christmas up before we leave on our trip on Friday to Ireland. I know I've already said that, but just in case you aren't aware, I'm going to Ireland. And literally we woke up, had breakfast, and then worked clear until the sun went down, which isn't very long anymore, but we worked farther than that. So we worked probably like 12 hours, I'd say. So yeah, I was very tired when I went to bed, and then I woke up this morning and I was so nauseous. And I don't know why, and I hate being nauseous. I know no one likes being nauseous, like, that's like a given, but it's just so annoying. Like, I took 2 bites of my breakfast, and I'm like, I can't eat this, like, it makes me sick. So anyways, I took a little early morning nap, and I feel so much better. I didn't eat very much yesterday, and I had a couple energy drinks, so that might be why. But anyway, I'm back on top and back up and at 'em. I just really hope I don't get sick before we leave on our trip, but I'm just gonna think positive thoughts. So anyway, that's me. I also worked on my podcast room yesterday, my scrapbook room, and I think I finally found a setup that works good. Well, I was able to put in another 3 more chairs, like sitting chairs, so all of you that keep asking for guests, when I finally can have guests, there will be places for you to sit. I have my bookshelf with all my magazines. I have my desk, my computer, a little TV so I can catch up on my Housewives drama. Yeah. So, speaking of Housewives, there's a lot to consume right now. Real Housewives of Salt Lake, Beverly Hills, and Miami's on right now. And I love them all. But it's like, when do I have time? Plus the Kardashians is on. It's a tiring job, you guys. Someone's got to do it, though. And that will be me. And hopefully one day I'll be super organized, so my job will just be to watch TV and tell you about it. Because I've been watching TV since the day I was born. Like, there's probably never been a time I've been without TV. And some people might say that's very sad and pathetic, but to you I say that is my joy. That is what brings me joy in life. Anyways, Housewives. This last one, Salt Lake, was good. Monica and Lisa very much do not like each other, which is obvious. And you can tell. So they were at Whitney's new company launch or whatever. She's doing jewelry. And it was like I think the company was launched. They're just doing a pop-up store downtown or something. And Angie's there, and Lisa and Whitney are the only ones, or Lisa and Monica. And Monica and Lisa obviously start going at it, and just making little digs to each other, and like, I don't know, it's just interesting. Like, everyone's like, those fights are obviously fake. I'm like, I don't think the fights are fake, but I think production obviously puts them in situations and stirs the pot. Sorry, stirs the pot, so those fights happen. And it just kind of went on about how Monica is ungrateful, and how Lisa doesn't believe that her mom's really that evil, and um, yeah, and Lisa just really doesn't like Monica, and Monica is so good at holding her own. She like doesn't get flustered. Lisa was, though, you could tell, and I kind of felt bad because you could see the tears coming in her eyes, and then she kind of just like lost it, and she's like, "Don't talk to me! Don't talk to me! Get away from me!" And at one point they're doing like this sound bath thing, and Whitney's up front. And, she's like, "Everybody be quiet," Lisa Barlow, and Angie's just trying to keep the peace because Angie and Monica made up at the beginning of the episode. And I will tell you, the book that she gave Monica, it's called The Boy, the Fox, the Mole, and the Horse, I think it's what it's called. And it's probably one of the cutest books I've ever read in my entire life. It's like a kind of just like a positive, believe in yourself, like, book. And it's like a good book to just have like lying around, like a coffee table book or whatever. But I recognized it instantly. So my friend Sandy had a baby recently, and she had a baby shower. I guess this would have been last year. And one of the things was, bring one of your favorite books, like children's books or whatever, so I can read to my little boy or whatever. And so I took my copy and gave it to her, which is fine. I'm not saying like I'm mad about that, but I was just like, I'll just buy another one when I get a chance. And so I saw that book. I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to buy that. And they have an illustrated one now, more illustrated. The first one is like kind of stencil-y looking, and this one has more color. And I went on Amazon, and it is on sale. It's like half off. So if you want it, it's a really cute book. It'd be a cute Christmas gift. But anyway, back to the story. So Angie and Monica make up, and so Angie's just trying to be in the middle, and that makes Lisa mad, and Lisa keeps trying to pull Angie away from Monica, and Monica's like, "Oh, she's pulling you. She's grabbing you." And so yeah, it's just so Dumois is like this rumor, what am I trying to say? Rumor account. I don't know if it's on Reddit or what it is, but it's like a celebrity gossip, and they submit anonymous so-called rumors. And one of the rumors right now is that the ring is not lost, but it was taken by someone on the set. And that someone is supposedly the newest housewife. I don't want to say, because anyway, I like her, so I'm not going to say that I think it's true or not, but I don't know. Maybe that's one of the reasons she was so bugged that Lisa kept bringing up the ring, because who knows? Maybe she snatched it, but I don't know. Anyway, that's a rumor right now, and the rest of this season is supposed to be pretty traumatic, and they obviously, from the trailer, are all mad at Monica. But Monica seems to, she was at BravoCon, she was on Quattro Happens Live, and she seems to be fine, so I don't think it's shaken her up too much, but it'll be very interesting to see how things go from now on. But there was the scene in this episode where they had a skating rink. I think it was this episode for Whitney's daughter's birthday, and Monica approaches Lisa about just how she's talking behind her back and how she's making little comments, and Lisa's like, "Well, I just don't believe what you're saying about your mom." And she's like, "Well, my children are over there, they can attest to it. You're not gonna listen to me, but you listen to my 5-year-old." And I don't know why it's so hard for Lisa to grasp. I think she just saw how she was treating her mom at the party and it kind of bugged her. But that was like the first encounter she's seen with her mom. So I think anyone would see that and be like, "Oh, that's not very nice." But you just really never know what's going on behind the scenes. And Monica obviously was pretty abandoned multiple times growing up, so she's obviously got issues with that, which I agree. And it's just interesting to see. I don't know why Lisa. I just think Lisa really doesn't like Monica, so she's just trying anything just to get, I don't know, views or likes or drama. But I think everyone's kind of getting a little sick of Lisa because she just doesn't understand life. Like, she doesn't get it. The way she talks about being in the church is not accurate. That's not, someone who acted like her would not be allowed to participate in church stuff, which doesn't sound like she does, but you would never wear a dress like that to church, ever. The Mormon church. Never, ever, ever. You would never own a tequila company. The fact that her husband can go to the temple while he owns a tequila company is shocking to me. So it just, in the $60,000 ring, I fly my stylist in from Milan, my Porsche, my Range Rover, my Mercedes. When she was describing Jack's mission call, she's like, I have control of everything. Like, I can order a Mercedes with the interior I want, the color I want, the leather seats that I want, and I know exactly when it'll be here. But Jack's mission call I have no control over, and it's really bothering me. I'm like, that's what you attribute that to? That's what you compare your... It's just, I don't know. I mean, it's awesome that she's successful and that she's got money, but enough is enough. Like, come on. We know you have money. We see what you wear with all your name brand stuff all over your clothes. I feel like the name brand thing it's like over. Like, we just need to go back to wearing, normal clothes. Like, I was watching Selling Sunset the other day, and Chelsea comes in this skirt, and it's like, it's basically a scarf, and it is so stiff and tight that she can't even sit down. And she's like, yeah, note to self, don't wear a runway out in the public. Well, no shit. Like, it's not made to be worn out in public. I don't know. The outlandish outfits are getting overboard. I think the only people that can really pull it off are the Kardashians, because they actually make it work for events and for being able to wear out in public. I just think other people just don't take the time to style it correctly. And anyway, I don't know, I'm getting off on this tangent, but yeah, there's my notes on Real Housewives of Salt Lake. I'm very excited for the upcoming seasons. Now let's talk about Beverly Hills. Sutton, I think her last name is Foster. I just cannot with Sutton at all. I really do try, but she's just so confused as to why she never gets a second date, why no one wants to be with her, and I'm like, look in the mirror. You can never be happy. You can never be pleased. She was mad because they went to Las Vegas for Crystal's 40th birthday, and they all went to like this, it wasn't Thunder Down Under or Chip, it might have been one of those, but she was mad that she didn't get called up on stage like Kyle and Erica and who was the other one that got called up on stage? Anyway, she was mad that she didn't get called up there. And then she tried to turn it, she like left, she made a scene and stormed out, and Erica and Dorit are like, I'm not leaving. Like, everyone else left, she's like, I'm not leaving. I'm here to support my friends, and she can go cry all she wants. So then Kyle goes out to the bathroom after she just got done getting off stage, getting whipped cream licked off of her. And she's like, son, what's wrong? And she's like, that was disgusting. That is not my brand. I don't approve of any of what goes on. And Kyle's like, well, you probably wouldn't have approved what just happened then. So it went from, she was mad that she wore pants because they didn't choose her to come on stage. Then she was mad that they were doing provocative things with Erica on stage. Then And then all of a sudden she's the on the board of the American Ballet Association. And I'm like, okay, you probably should have taken that into account when you became a Real Housewife, that stuff like this was going to happen. It's not the classiest of shows. So she's just trying to make up stuff to get attention. And everyone was so worried that Erica was going to be pissed, because Erica usually has a short fuse. But like she said, she gave up fighting for Lent. And the only thing she really did get annoyed about was when Sutton was in the van, and she's like, oh, she's in there sitting there like Judge Judy. And anyway, she gets in the van and Sutton starts talking, and she actually ends up apologizing because she calls Kyle a bitch, and Kyle gets mad at her. She's like, you're being a bitch. You are being so rude right now, and you just need to calm down. So anyway, it's just, she just has to be the center of attention all the time. She can never have one event where it's just fun. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, and like earlier in the episode, she like had $1,000 in ones to give out for tips. It's like, you knew what you wanted, and you're just mad because you didn't get chosen to go up there, but you dress like an old lady. So what do you expect? Like, the other women are in these short skirts. Erica was in these tight leather pants. Like, I don't know. You guys, I just can't. I'm sorry. She bugs me so much. Yeah, she had a matchmaker come over to her house, and even the matchmaker, her face was like, okay, we'll try, but I don't think we're gonna get anything that you want because you're extremely demanding. She obviously didn't say that, but she's like, oh, okay, well, I'll see what I can find. She's never gonna find anybody. Oh well. She did end up apologizing to everyone in the van, though, and everyone was kind of looking at Erica because they thought she'd freak out, and she's like, it's totally fine, like, it's fine. And everyone's like, I don't know what happened to Erica, but this is not the real Erica. And she's like, I told you guys, I gave up fighting for Lent. So, Miami, nothing much is happening yet. I honestly don't think I finished the last episode. It's still pretty early on. It looks like Todd and Alexia are having issues, but like in the preview, it showed that they were having money problems too. And in it, she said we had to be out of the apartment by next Saturday or something, which I don't know. They always make it seem more dramatic. It could just be they're renovating it, or they're selling it, or they're leasing it out. But this is the apartment I was telling you guys about that has the car elevator that takes your car all the way up to your floor, and you just get out and go into your apartment. Like, that is so cool, but that would be so scary. Could you imagine? And the fact that they can build that kind of stuff next to the ocean in a hurricane-prone area. I don't know if I could do that. But Larsa she's the former friend of the Kardashians, and I want so bad to know what happened at that, or between that friendship, because the Kardashians don't talk about her at all. They never utter a word about her. There's no really photo evidence that they're friends with her still, or ever were. I don't know, maybe you can scroll back and see, but it's very hush-hush. So I don't know if she's leaking secrets, or there was that she talked about Kanye always calling her when they were getting divorced, him and Kim, and she makes it sound like that was kind of what was the breaking point. But even she won't talk about it. So I know that Kris Jenner has a knife to her throat, and she's like, you say one word and I'll come after you. Because was it last season or the season before, she would not talk about it at all. They kept trying to pry it out of her, and she's like, it just fizzled out, we're not friends anymore, and we just went our separate ways. And everyone's like, well, you look just like Kim. And she's like, well, I've never had any work done. And even Andy was like, you've never had any work done? And she's like, no. He's like, do you want me to ask that again? Like, do you want another chance to answer that or something? And she's like, I've really never had any work done. They're like, okay, whatever. Anyway, she's dating Michael Jordan's son, Marcus Jordan, and he's like 26 or 28 or something. They do seem like they're really in love, so that's good. But I don't think his dad likes it. Someone asked him when he was walking into some building, one of the paparazzi, they're like, how do you feel about Larsa and Marcus? And he's like, no comment. And just walks in the building. So I don't know. Larsa supposedly makes $5 million a year from OnlyFans. But she doesn't do it. She just like shows herself in bikinis and stuff. So I'm like, well, if that's true, good for you. I mean, I obviously, like, if I had a really nice body, I'd want to sell it. I'd want to sell it online. And you know what? If I ever get to that point, I mean, my it looks the best it's ever looked right now. But if it gets to a point where it looks really well, you guys are gonna know it because I'm gonna post it. Not like nude photos, but I'm gonna be out in the pool, my little swimsuit on. I'm gonna be, on a yacht. Just kidding. But yeah, you'll know, and I'll make sure you know because I worked really hard for that body. Yeah. So anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about something else. The Met Gala theme has been announced. It's called Sleeping Beauties: Reawakening Fashion, and as of every other year, I have no idea what that means. So, but no one ever seems to follow the Met rules. And maybe it's because no one knows what they are. Maybe no one knows the theme. The only person that really gets the theme is Rihanna, Katy Perry, Blake Lively. None of the guys ever get it. Hardly ever. There's that one guy. What's his name? Oh my gosh, what was his name? Anyway, he's on Pose. He does a pretty good job. But the Kardashians do a good job too. Most of them. Kim for sure. I feel like Kris just comes in whatever she's feeling like. I did not like Kendall and Kylie's. I don't think it was last year, but where they're wearing that orange dress and that purple dress, I did not like that. And Kylie's last year was horrid. It was awful. And I know she was trying to pay homage to, what's his name? Oh my gosh, why did I just forget his name? He was the fashion designer of Off-White, and he died of cancer. And so she wore one of his designs, but it was like, first of all, I thought Off-White was Vans Off the Wall. So I'm like, wow, they're really trying to like break out into the big scene, but it's a totally different company. It's Off-White. But she's wearing like this baseball cap with like this veil, this wedding veil, and the dress, it was awful. Virgil something was his name. But it just didn't work. But like Kim, the one year she's wearing the dress that looked like she was wet, the Marilyn Monroe dress, yeah, she gets it. I didn't love the all black outfit where she couldn't like see, but I mean, it's still iconic. And the fact that she wasn't invited before she knew Kanye is so interesting to me. How no one took them seriously. I'm like, do you guys not see the power that these people have? Like, you are missing an opportunity. I think it was Karl Lagerfeld, who we do not like. That was what was last year, was Karl Lagerfeld, which is astonishing to me because he's a horrible person. That was the theme. But I think Kendall said that when she first met him for like a fashion shoot or whatever, she's like, he didn't even know who my family was. So it's not like I really got the job because of my family. I'm like, I don't believe that one bit. Not one bit. Like that, everyone knows who they are. There's not one person who has never heard the name Kardashian. And even if it's just subconsciously and they heard it in the background, like everyone's heard the name. And he's a fashion designer. He's in the fashion world. Like, he knows who that family is. Anyway, he bugs me. Rest in peace, but he bugs me. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It's the first Monday in May. That's kind of like the slogan. Or is it the second Monday in May? I think it's the first Monday in May. So that should be fun to watch. It'll be interesting to see who gets invited. Oh, I was going to say, I hope Timothee Chalamet goes, because they posted like a montage of clips of him, Vanity Fair did, on Instagram. And there was one where he was at the Met. And he's in that like red outfit with like it was like backless or whatever. But I hope that he goes with Kylie. Oh, how iconic would that be? I just know that it would be amazing. That'd be fun if they did their first red carpet appearance then. But we all know I want their first red carpet appearance to be at Wonka. So they were spotted out Sunday night after Timothee's performance on SNL, which is actually really good. He did a pretty good job. It was funny, and he's like, the strike's over finally. I don't know if you guys knew there was there was a writer's strike, and that ended a while ago, and then there was an actor's strike. It went on for like 118 days. And that's finally over. So if you're all of a sudden seeing a huge influx of like promo for movies that have already come out, movies that are about to come out, like that's because they weren't allowed to talk about it. They weren't allowed to promote it. And even Simu Liu, he's in Barbie. He's one of the Kens. He posted about it. He's like, I was in this movie this summer, but like obviously everybody knows what movie it was, but like they weren't allowed to talk about it. So like it makes me wonder how they were allowed to put out movies. Some movies, and some movies were supposedly had to be shut down. Like Wicked, I think had 1 week left of filming, and they had to shut down. So that's the one with Ariana Grande. And what's her name? I really like her. I feel so bad for forgetting. Hang on. Cynthia Erivo. She has an amazing voice. She was on the Jay Shetty podcast. Oh, I guess it was been this summer, but it was really interesting. She's a very wise person, and she runs a lot. She does like marathons and a lot of stuff, and so that's a good episode if you want to listen to that. I always like his. I guess he mainly only does celebrity interviews now, which is awesome. He like got Kim Kardashian on. He's at Tom Holland. He had one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, just barely. He had one with Rick Rubin, who is like known to work with everybody. Well, not everybody, but all the big names in music. Beyonce, Jay-Z. I think he's worked with Nine Inch Nails. He's worked with Johnny Cash. He's worked with like so many people. And actually, he has a book out right now that I just bought. I think I'm going to read it on my trip on the way over. The Creative Act. And it's just, I have only read a little bit, but I'm already like so invested in it, because he says everyone creates something. Everyone's a creator, whether you know it or not. He says creating something is bringing something into the world that wasn't there before. That could be a conversation, that could be a meal that you make, that could be like a thank you card that you write. It could be a movie you make. It could be a painting. It doesn't have to be just music, movies, instrument. Like we're constantly creating something if we're bringing something into the world. And I just like that, because I don't know, I feel like I just take a leech off of people who have talent and I put it onto this thing. But I don't know, I feel like my talent is talking about people's talent, and it's fun for me. So yeah, I am a creator in the sense that I'm putting this mediocre podcast out into the world. But anyway, I don't even know what we were talking about. What were we talking about? Anyway, Timothee and Kylie. I hope they go to the Met together, because that would be so cute. But anyway, they were spotted out after his SNL performance, which was really good, with Sophie Turner and, oh my god, why do I keep forgetting everybody? Kylie Jenner, Timothee Chalamet, Sophie Turner, and one other person who I will tell you who it is in just 1 second. Dakota Johnson. That's who it is. I don't always watch, but in the break room at my work, the older people are always watching that game show network. And in that moment, I'm very good at answering the questions, but I know if I had to go in real life and do it, I would freeze. And I don't know why I forget things so easily, because I love Dakota Johnson. But anyways, they were all spotted out after the episode, so that's fun. I'm glad that she's supporting him. And again, she flew there in her private jet. Like, how iconic. They probably even went home that night. How amazing would that be? You could just sleep on your own plane. You probably just sleep on it. You probably wouldn't even have to drive it anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, you could just like, hey, we're gonna stay here, and then wake up, and then maybe we'll fly home, or decide what we want to do. I want a private jet. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's fun. Also, I'm sure everyone has seen this already, but Taylor Swift is in Argentina. She just played her third show last night. Last night. She was supposed to play it, I think it was Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, but she had to postpone the Saturday night one because of rain. And it must have been pretty bad, because everyone knows she loves to perform in the rain, but even she said it was just too dangerous. So she rescheduled it. But Travis Kelce flew in that night that they're supposed to perform. So obviously I'm sure that was fun for them, because they got to spend more time together. But so when he was at the next concert the following day or whatever, he was in the audience with her dad, and her dad was wearing a Chiefs lanyard, and she changed the lyrics in Karma to Karma is the guy on the screen coming straight home to me to Karma is the guy on the Chiefs coming straight home to me, and people went wild. Even her dancers like turned and looked at her and were like smiling like so big. Like I think she just came up with it on the fly. Whether I bet you she told him. I bet you she did, because that's just cute, and it feels like something she would do. And someone got a video of her dad and Travis in the box, like the private booth. And her dad is kind of sitting there, and even he was shocked, and he's like jumping up and down like a little fangirl, like going crazy. And Travis puts his hands on his cheeks. He's all flustered, and like they're giving us everything we want, and I'm obsessed with it. And then at the end, when she was going backstage, she's like, people are recording obviously because they record her every move, and she runs, and Travis is waiting in a doorway, and she runs and jumps into his arms and gives him a big kiss, and the crowd went wild. And I went wild. I was just completely obsessed. I love it. I love it so much. And yeah, my friend Micah yesterday, he just texted me. He's like, so what are the odds of marriage, do you think? And I'm like, of me getting married? Like so I was like, well, most people in my life are divorced, so I really don't have a good view of marriage. I'd say 50-50. And he texts back, he's like, I met Travis and Kelsey. I'm like, oh, well, now you know how I feel about marriage, but I think it's very highly that they'll get married. And he's like, well, when do you think that'll happen? I'm like, I think they'll date for at least a year, maybe more, because she doesn't really, I don't know, she dated Joe for a long time, but obviously you could tell that she didn't think that was going anywhere. Sorry, my mic is falling down. Hang on, I broke it today. I didn't break the mic, I broke the mic stand. And I can't be too mad because it was like $12 on Amazon, but it worked really well. So now I have to buy another one, add to my shopping addiction. Anyway, she dated Joe for a long time, but obviously she realized that wasn't going anywhere, which is shocking because everyone else did. But he's like, once they get married, then I said, I have a fear she's releasing her albums really quickly so she can settle down and have a family. And I'm like, how could she do that to us? How could she abandon us like that? But I mean, it's only fair. Like, obviously, do you guys think she would have a baby like on her own, or do you think she'd hire like a surrogate to do it? I'm not saying she's old and can't have a baby, but I don't know. I've always wondered that, because I see her having kids, but she loves her music too much, her career. That's her baby. But then in the music video of Antihero, she has 3 kids. So she could probably have 2 kids right now. We wouldn't even know. Anyway, my friend Micah said, I just can see a surge of people getting married and getting pregnant after they get engaged or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably true. He's like, they'll have to rename baby boomers. And I'm like, it'll be baby boomers Taylor's version. And he's like, you got to coin that. I'm like, I'll say it in the podcast so I get the credit for it. So you heard it here first. Baby boomers Taylor's version, because all these crazy white girls are going to go get married and have a baby or multiple just because she did. Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll have a baby. Just kidding. I will not. I don't think that's in my future, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. Let's see what else. Billie Eilish has her 3rd fragrance and final in this collection. It's just called Billie Eilish 3, and I have the first one. I don't have the second one, but the first one smells so good. So I want to get the second one. Obviously, I want to get the third one. That's a good Christmas gift to get somebody, is that one of those fragrances, because they really do smell so good. And I like to put it on like just when I'm around the house, or like when I'm laying in bed, just like because it smells so good. So stay tuned for that. Nicki Minaj is on the cover of Vogue. I haven't read it yet because I don't like to read them online. And every time they release, like someone posts about a magazine they're in, the magazine doesn't come out for like another month. Like it takes so long for the magazines to get released. So I didn't even go and try and look, but I'll check at the airport when I go and see if it's there, because I want to read it. She obviously has an album coming out next month. Is it? It might be the 8th. That's when Tate McRae's album comes out too. But she's released little snippets of songs, and they do sound really good. They sound very Pink Friday-esque. The Last Time That I Saw You is probably one of my top songs this year. It's really good. And I feel like it's one of those ones that everyone can relate to, even though, you know, the lyrics are specific to her, but it's basically like what I would do if I knew it was the last time I saw you, what I would say to you, all that stuff. So, I don't know. I just really like it. Did you guys hear about Lady Gaga's classmate? Apparently she's a Bachelorette contestant or something, or Bachelor contestant, and she said, yeah, I went to school with Lady Gaga, and she's obviously talented, yeah, but we'd just be sitting there trying to eat lunch, and she would just scream sing all these songs and like pound on the piano, and everyone was just like so annoyed of her. And someone's like, well, we finally found out who made this Facebook account. There's a Facebook account that says, it's a picture of Lady Gaga back when she's like in school, and it says, Stephanie Germanotta, you will never be famous. And it was made by some of her classmates. Someone's like, well, now we know who made that. And then someone's like, well, there's a reason that she's called Lady Gaga and you're called Lady Gaga's classmate. And I'm like, oh, I hope she sees that. She didn't, like, obviously it would be annoying to anybody, I think. Especially if this happens every day. But it's, like, I think it's different if you're talented. Like, some people aren't talented and they just want to sing to you all the time. It's like, please don't put me in that situation. I'll be looking for the nearest window. But, you know, Lady Gaga's voice is one of the most amazing voices ever. She can play the piano better than anyone I've seen. Like, yeah, it's just, there's a reason she's Lady Gaga. So Kelly Clarkson mentioned in an interview this week that she gets flowers every time Taylor releases a new album, like Taylor's version album, because Kelly Clarkson was the one who gave her the idea to re-record it. Now, I'm sure she probably already had that in mind, or her lawyers would have found out the loopholes that she could have done that, you know what I mean? But back when the whole drama with Scooter went down in June, it was June 2019, I remember, because I was in San Francisco, and she released that huge statement about how her music was sold out from under her. She's like, why don't you just re-record your albums the same as they were, or like put a little different flair on them or whatever, and put out, you know, really re-release them. She's like, I would listen to the new versions just to prove a point. And so she did. And so she probably does that just to be kind to Kelly Clarkson, because that was a nice thing for her to do. And, you know, obviously the public saw that. And who knows, maybe she didn't know. Maybe Kelly was the only one that like had told her first or something. So I just think that's fun. I love Kelly Clarkson. She's seriously like the sweetest, nicest person, and she has an amazing voice. I love how she covers all these different songs from different artists, and how the artists love it, and how she makes it kind of her own. Someone is like, once Kelly Clarkson sings one of your songs on karaoke, it's her song now. It's not your song anymore. And I'm like, that's kind of true. The Grammys, the Scammies were announced this week. I have a very, 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 very hard time with the Grammys. I just do. There was that one year, I'm sorry you guys, I'm going to talk about it, Ed Sheeran, he won against, I think it was Lady Gaga and Kesha. That was when Kesha's Praying song was out, which was a huge song for her because it was talking about her issues with Dr. Luke, and just the look of pure sadness on her face when she realized Ed Sheeran won and she didn't. I don't think it was just because Ed Sheeran won, it's because she didn't, and she put so much passion into that song. But he wasn't even there to accept the award. I'm like, come on, really? And it was for some dumb song. It was for a song that didn't even matter. I'm going to move on from that. But Miley Cyrus is nominated, I think, for 6 Grammys, which is amazing because this album is super amazing. I listened to it yesterday while cleaning. Taylor's nominated for 6, which I also listened to Midnights, which has been nominated. SZA has 9, which is crazy. Madison Beer has her first Oscar nomination. Troye Sivan was nominated. Who else was nominated? A lot of people. I'll look more into that next time. There's so many categories, and the thought of having to go through all them last night before I went to bed, I'm like, yeah, I'll just talk about the ones that I know. So yeah, obviously I'm going to watch the Grammys, but it just bugs me. It's really frustrating when one person just keeps winning over and over and over again. It's like, hey, that's cool. That's really cool. Like when Sam Smith won all those awards that year, when Adele always wins awards, and Taylor Swift just wipes the awards. Like, it's cool, But at the same time, it'd be fun to have other people, because like they're not the only ones that make good music. Like they are very talented and do a really good job, but there are also other songs out there that deserve really good recognition. Like Katy Perry's album got snubbed, Teenage Dream, for it. Like that is one of the biggest albums of all time, and you're gonna snub it. I don't think Miley Cyrus has won an award. Nicki Minaj has never won an award. I don't think she's even been nominated. And I'm like, okay, but then we're going to have Unholy win Record of the Year, whatever, Song of the Year. Unholy? Really? That song is going to win Song of the Year. I'm just like, that, there's just something so backwards. But I think a lot of it has to do with marketing and networking. You have to like schmooze the judges or whatever, the people that vote. And I think a lot of artists do that. And I think that's why they win a lot of awards, not just because they're talented, but because they like cozy up to all these people and like make them like them, and I don't think people are wanting to do that. I have a feeling that Katy Perry made someone mad in the Grammy lineup or whatever. Just because she really doesn't take any BS, and she kind of says things how they are, and who knows, maybe someone was trying to get too cozy with her and she didn't like it and she said something, because it just doesn't make sense that she's never won something. She's like one of the biggest pop stars of all time, and I will defend that till the day I die, because it's absolutely true. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. There's a lot that doesn't make sense. But Billie Eilish was nominated too, for, what's that song with Khalid? Or no, Labyrinth. Anyways, that song is good. I think she was nominated too for the Barbie song, What Was I Made For, which is probably one of my number one songs this year. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll give you more updates as those come along. That's in February, I think. The Grammys are usually in February. We're almost to award season, you guys. It's almost is it this? Maybe they postponed it because of the strike. But what is it? The SAG Awards, the Oscars, the Golden Globes is usually right now, I think. The Oscars, something else. Anyway, yeah. So in exciting news, new movies are coming out. Inside Out 2 is premiering next June 4th, I think it was. It just says June 2024. And there's a new character called Anxiety, voiced by Maya Hawke. She's Ethan Hawke and oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Kill Bill. She plays in Kill Bill. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Hang on one second. Uma Thurman. Sorry, I knew who she was. She was actually in a movie this summer, Red, White, and Royal Blue. She plays the President of the United States. That movie was good too. It's a good one to watch. But yeah, that's their daughter that's going to play the Anxiety character. And Amy Poehler's coming back. There's a few that aren't, but most of the cast is coming back. So that's to be fun. Deadpool 3 comes out July 26, 2024. And it's got Hugh Jackman in it. I mean, we obviously knew that because they were spending so much time together. So that should be fun. Deadpool is so gory. But I don't know. What do you guys think, that is more gory, or do you think Logan was more gory? Logan was insane. When he stabs that guy through the head, I'm like, ooh, that is that's a lot. that's a lot to see. Thanks for the warning. But also the Marvels opened this weekend, I think, and it's the lowest opening of all time for Marvel. I think people are just done with Marvel. It had its time. No one cares about the new phase. The new phase is too confusing. It's not fun. It used to be, when it was Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow. That's when it was fun. It's not fun anymore. It's too confusing. There's too much going on. You're putting out way too much content. The only thing I liked from this phase is Scarlet Witch. And no, WandaVision. She is Scarlet Witch. WandaVision. That was good. But I haven't been keeping up with any of the other stuff. I don't have a desire to. But so this movie opened up with 46 million, which is like the lowest. But it probably has something to do also with they couldn't advertise for it. So that's what I mean. I don't know how these movies were able to be released, but they can't advertise for it. It makes no sense. Like you're hurting your union workers more by not letting them promote the movie and then having the movie bomb when it comes out. Like, I don't get it. I think Barbie had enough promotion already that it was fine, and everyone just wanted to see Barbie and Oppenheimer. But I just don't get it. Like, pull the movie for a while until you can advertise for it, because that's not fair to the actors. And plus, you guys, the new contract is only 3 years. We're gonna have to go through this again in 3 years, which comes a lot faster than you guys realize, especially young people. Like, you think you're young now. Just you wait. You have no idea what's coming for you. But yeah, one of the things that they didn't want in the strike was they wanted to use AI. And I'll be the first to say AI scares the hell out of me. I want nothing to do with it. It freaks me out. I don't care about ChatGPT. I don't want to even type that into my computer. It freaks me out. It's not something I want to mess with. I think it's a doom to society. I think it's a very, very, very bad thing. There's something very sinister about it, and I don't like it at all. And one of the things that the production companies wanted to do was use AI to keep the actors' voices on file, and when they want to release new movies or whatever, like animated movies, they'll just use their voices, or to put background actors in the background of movies without having to actually hire background artists or actors. And people said that once Netflix came around, they used to get really good residuals from movies and shows when they'd be on live TV. But once Netflix started coming, they started to get like 27 cents a check. One person got 3 cents, one person got $0, and they still sent the check. And it's like, what? How does that make any sense to you? How does that make any sense to anybody? So, like, the strike was obviously a good thing, but in the end, there's going to be a lag in movies, and it's very frustrating because we just went through this with COVID, and I know there are much bigger things going on in the world, but it just seems like when there's all these strikes and stuff, we're the ones that suffer. We're the ones that take the brunt of it. We have to take the brunt of inflation. We have to take the brunt of having nothing to look forward to, having products be delayed, we're always the ones that suffer because these greedy pigs just keep wanting more and more money. And it's like, it gets to a point. Why do you need so much money? I think I saw this on Twitter or something. Once you hit like $3 billion or something, that should be it. Like, congratulations, we'll give you an award, we'll put a statue up for you. But after that, what is the point? Why do you need that much money? It makes no sense to me. That is a lot of money. And the fact that some of these people have $200 billion, what are you going to use that for? There's really not anything that you could buy that with that. Like, I don't know. It's just, at some point, wouldn't you really just want to care about your customers and your employees? Like, once you've hit, like Amazon, I've heard that they are horrible to work for. I've heard the conditions are terrible. This one lady on TikTok quit on a live because she couldn't even walk in her van. She was a delivery lady, and she had 900 packages to deliver in one day. And she's like, I'm done. I quit. I can't do this. I'm done. And I'm like, Kate, there needs to be a fine line between being successful and then just becoming so greedy. I don't know. I'm all for capitalism in a sense that it's, in a fair way. But it's just to a point now where the wealth is so spread out that it's not even fair. Like there's no hope really for my generation to own a house, like, at all. A nice house. We can get a townhome or a condo, or if we do find a house, it's going to be this dilapidated shed that we have to tear down, or just spend all of our money trying to fix it up. Like my friend, I think I've already talked about this. We were talking how $400,000 back when we were growing up would have bought a really, really nice house, like really nice house with, enough land to have a yard and all that stuff. That doesn't even buy you a townhome anymore in a small community. And I'm just like, something needs to happen. And I know I'm bordering on the line of politics, so I'll end there. But yeah, just super, super frustrating because owning a house is like one of the biggest things in life that I want. I want my own house so badly. I just want my own place. I want to be able to decorate it how I want. luckily my mom my mom is pretty good about letting me decorate here. But yeah, there's just something about my own space and still feeling like I can change things when I want. I mean, I do anyways, but I just want my own house. Okay, get off my back. My goal in life is to be able to read without falling asleep and own a house. So there's that. What is next? Oh, there's a Freaky Friday reboot. That was one of the things that the actors that Jamie Lee Curtis posted when the strike was over. So that's exciting because we've heard rumblings of that. And so yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes. Timothee Chalamet in his opening monologue started singing like Wonka, I think in the original movie. And he's like, the strike is over, so you know what that means. Shameless promotion. And he's like, I haven't been able to promote, so I'm going to do it right here. So like, we're just going to be bombarded right now, you guys, with promotion, which is fine because it keeps us entertained. Yeah. What else do I have on the docket? What do you guys want to hear? Like, if there's the CMAs were recently, and I'm sorry I didn't cover that. I'll try and be better about covering country people. I honestly don't really know who's in country anymore. Like Casey Musgraves, Kelsey Ballerini, Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen didn't get one Grammy nomination, not one. So the downhill descent is coming upon us. I don't know. Just the numbers don't add up with him. They just don't. Like, he's always at number one or has like 5 songs in the top 10, and people are like, I have never heard of this artist or this song in my entire life. How is it? So that's when Paola is at work and is working hard. Yeah, I'm sure he has a couple good songs. Like, I have friends that really, really like him, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he has the best of intentions. And if you're very comfortable speaking like that in public, even when you're drunk, that means that you are thinking it, obviously, when you're not drunk. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look it up. I'm not going to talk about it here, but he didn't get any Grammy nominations. But the CMAs were recently, and some people won. So just take it at that. Okay, let's talk about Miss Dua Lipa. She released a new song called Houdini. And for those who don't know, Houdini was a magician. And you guys, this song is crack cocaine. The more I listen to it, the more obsessed. Instead of getting my COVID booster shot, I need this song injected into my blood, into my veins. This song is so good, you guys. And the more I listen to it, the more obsessed I am. I wouldn't be surprised if this was my top listened to song by the end of the year. And we have, I think, 1 month until, not even that, I think we have a couple weeks until they end like this year's submissions or whatever for Spotify. So if it's not number one, it's going to be definitely in the top, like whatever 100 they do or whatever. You know how they make those playlists for you, like your most listened to songs this year. But this song is good. It was produced by Tame Impala, and I found out this year, I think, that it's called Tame. No, I thought it was Tame and Paula, but it is Tame Impala. So anyway, they're producers on it. This new era is going to be good. There's one thing about Dua is she's going to have everything in line. She's going to have everything ready. She's going to bring the visuals. But I listened to this other podcast, and he went off about how much he hates the song. I'm like, what is wrong with you? I don't understand. But he also, his name's Ty French. I'm sure some of you who listen to me probably listen to him. And he did a whole episode about Taylor Swift's Eras movie. And he's like, I'm not a hater. Like, I don't hate her. She's obviously talented. But then he just continued to compare her to, first of all, Michael Jackson, which I don't know where the hell that came from, and Beyonce. He's like, they're just all so different, so we can't compare them. But then the whole episode, he just compared them. The whole episode. And he had so many facts wrong. So much information. He's like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, why are they beating up a car? I'm like, it's because of the Blank Space music video. And he's like, it didn't make sense that she came out in this big princess dress and Fearless. I'm like, first of all, it's Speak Now, and it's a fairy tale album. Like, yes, it makes sense. If you don't want to like her, that's fine, but at least get your information right. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. It just bugged me. I have no problem with him, but that episode really, I actually had to turn it off because I think he said it was a Broadway production at least 17 times. He compared her to Beyonce at least, I don't know, 10, when he constantly kept saying you can't compare those two, and Michael Jackson. For some reason, I do not understand where Michael Jackson kept coming from. But yeah, he just says he hates Dua Lipa's new song. He's like, it feels like it could be on her last album, which I can kind of feel that. But it would be hard to like transition that much from your last album, which was a mega success, to something different. Like, look at Katy Perry. Like, her Witness album was very different from Prism and Teenage Dream, and look what you guys did to her. So obviously artists are probably scared, which makes sense, but this song's good, you guys. Called Houdini. Go listen to it, go stream it. It was her highest streamed song with like 5.5 million streams the first day or something. I don't know how you couldn't like it. The keyboard, the evil laugh in the background, the dance vibes, basically the song's about how no man can keep a hold of her, because she's like Houdini and she keeps disappearing. Like, once they think that they figured her out, she pulls a Houdini and totally, like, you know, disappears, blows their mind, whatever. So there's one thing about Dua. She's going to have she's very, 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 very smart. Not that I think she's like dumb, but if you listen to her podcast and like join her book club, the books that they read are really hard to read. The things she talks about on her podcast are very deep. She's just a very intelligent person, and so her songs are going to have more intelligent things behind them, kind of like Lady Gaga's. Like, they're strange, but once you realize what they're actually talking about, you're like, oh, I get it. Like, I understand what they're talking about. So yeah, anyway, I think that's it for today, you guys. I kind of just winged it. Like, I usually take notes. I didn't this time. I have a list of things that I want to talk about, and I usually go through and write things down from that list, like more information and stuff, but I kind of just like went with it today, and I feel like it flowed a lot better. So who knows, maybe I'll start doing that more. But yeah, next episode I will not be in the United States. I will be overseas, cross-continental, transatlantic. So yeah, but there'll still be an episode. I won't be recording it the day of like I usually do, which I like. I think people might think that's like pushing it, or like I don't care much about it, but like there's a lot of stuff I find out Sunday night and Monday morning, because I obviously the first thing I do is check my phone in the morning. So I like to be able to add that in, and yeah, so that's that. No, sorry, you guys. I just realized I got it wrong. I think Friday night was the night she had to cancel Taylor Swift. Because Saturday night... Yeah, because my friend Catherine sends me all of the surprise songs every time she performs. And she sent someone on Saturday night. Oh, also, the concert that Travis Kelce was at, she sang for one of her surprise songs was Endgame. I was like, my heart cannot handle this. Like, you guys, you make me believe in love again. But anyway... I hope you all have a very good week. It's almost holiday season. Start decorating for Christmas, but also appreciate Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like the fact that we just get to eat with our families and kind of relax. That's what I like about it. I'm very sad I'm missing it this year, but you know, there are worse things. So, yeah, well, I mean, what can I say? But, how should I end this? What should I talk about? Anyway, yeah, there's a reason she's Lady Gaga and you're Lady Gaga's classmate. Okay, bye. Sorry, I realized I probably didn't talk about the thing I want to talk about the most from The Housewives. And if I did, you're going to hear it again because it's so funny. There's a scene where Monica and Angie are talking, and she's like, Angie, you were just letting her walk all over you and like letting her tell you what to do. She's like, no, I wasn't. She's like, yes, you were. Then it cuts back to a scene where Angie's like, hey, Lisa, let's just calm down. And she's like, Angie, be quiet for a second. I'm talking right now. And Angie's like, okay. And Monica's like, don't say okay. Like, she just screams it. She's like, don't say okay. Because it's true. Like, Lisa's like, I'm talking. Like you can butt out. And I'm like, okay, that's you. She's trying to help the situation. She's trying to be kind to Whitney, and you're just being like this. So, anyways, that is the title of this episode. And if I missed that, I don't know how I did, but I'm going to end again with this statement. Don't say okay. You have been on the phone with Kacey K. That is me, Kacey K. If you are feeling so kind, please go review my podcast. Leave a rating, 5 stars only. If not, I will find you. Have a good day. Bye.